Good morning, grade 5s, and welcome to Mr. Louw's Geo Show. Today we're going to learn about climate, weather, and vegetation, and how all those things are interconnected. We're going to have a lot of fun, so let's get into it. Let's start by defining these three things. Vegetation refers to the plants in a certain area, whereas climate refers to the weather over a long period of time, and the weather refers to the daily conditions, such as rain, wind, and even temperature. Boy, it's getting hot in here. Now, these three things are all interconnected. The weather influences the plants, the climate influences the weather, and the plants can even influence the climate. We're going to learn more about that in just a minute. Let's start on the Western Cape with the fynbos biome. Now, the Western Cape has a Mediterranean climate, which means cool, wet winters and hot, dry summers. And because of this climate, fynbos such as the protea have adapted to live in very dry summers, and this shows how the climate influences the vegetation. Now let's look to the savanna biome in Limpopo and in Mpumalanga. The savanna has very high temperatures and only experiences rainfall in the summer. Because of this, many trees lose their leaves during the winter to save water. Another example of how the climate influences the vegetation. Now we find ourselves in the Karoo biome in the Northern Cape. The Karoo is extremely dry and experiences very high temperatures and little rainfall. Because of this climate, only hardy plants like succulents or shrubs can grow there. This again shows how the weather and the climate influence the vegetation. Now, let's step into the Drakensberg. In the Drakensberg Mountains, you can see wide areas of grass, lush and green. Now, the Drakensberg gets very high rainfall, and it's a very cool climate, and this allows the grass to grow so freely. Again, climate, weather, vegetation, all interconnected. Finally, let's visit Namaqualand. Now, for most of the year, Namaqualand is very hot and very dry, so plants like succulents have a grand old time, storing water in their leaves. However, after the very rare, heavy rainfall, the landscape transforms into a colorful carpet of flowers. And this is a great example of how vegetation relies directly on climate and weather. So, what did we learn today? Well, we saw how things like climate, weather, and vegetation are all interconnected, probably a bit more than we thought. Different climates create different types of plants, and these plants survive by adapting to different weather conditions, such as temperature and rainfall. And when we look at all of these biomes discussed today, we can really see just how interconnected these things are. Grade 5s, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun, and I hope you have a lovely day. This is Mr. Louw's Geo Show. Bye-bye.